Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm taking over this vlog for right now. I'm allowed to talk in this episode, so get ready for a lot of
laughs.
Lots of cringy moments.
Why don't you tell them what the episode is?
I honestly don't really know what it is.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the Introvert's Guide to Dating. We had so much fun filming the first episode, and we thought that we could impart some more humorous anecdotes and real life advice onto you. So here we are with episode 2. In the first episode, we talked about how to borderline physically assault a human being in order to get them to pay attention to you. And in this episode, we are going to talk about how to get people to pay attention to you without having to throw your car keys at them or physically run into them.
Yeah, don't do that. Do not throw car keys. My recommendation from the last video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back and watch this.
and then come back and watch
You have to watch
this.
the first episode to get this episode.
Yes.
You're gonna be like, oh, it makes sense
It's
now.
a running plot, so you're gonna need to watch these in order. On today's episode, we, like I said, are moving on to non-physical ways to get somebody to pay attention to you. And I thought about this when Jordan and I were shopping today, and I told him, you know what's one thing that our mother has imparted upon us of how to get people to talk to you if you don't want to physically like walk up to them and be like, oh hey, how's life?
Well, is this for introverts or extroverts?
This
as
is
well?
specifically for introverts,
Okay.
but can work for extroverts. I just feel like people like you are probably more comfortable approaching somebody and talking, but for people like me,
hey, how are you?
the following advice
Cool shirt.
will probably assist you, and if nothing else, garnering the attention of those around you. So let's get started. All right, so today's tip is if you are around somebody that you want to talk to or a group of people, like I said from the first one, it doesn't have to be a romantic interaction. It could be totally platonic. You're looking for this person to be a friend. They seem kind of interesting. What you can do is just loudly speak to the air. Like, you don't have to turn around and be like, oh, hey, nice weather we're having. What you can do is, if I'm standing here and a person is standing relatively near me, as Jordan is right now, what you could just do is be like, wow, what lovely weather we're having.
So you don't look, do you look, you say, scream into the air. Do you look a certain way? Do you have your eyes closed like you're a blind person?
No, you're not trying to pretend you're blind.
How does this work? Show me an example. Let's do an example.
So, as an example, come up here and join me a little closer.
Okay. Ooh.
I know.
I get it. Talk can be closer to the camera.
You're moving on up. So, as an example, if maybe you're in an elevator with somebody and you're standing shoulder to shoulder and you think...
Who stands shoulder?
We're not like touching shoulders, but we're near, and you think, I want to get this person's attention, but I don't really want to talk to them, as like, I don't want to be like, oh, what floor are you going to? What you could do is pretend there's a panel right here. Here's your number panel, and you're like, look at all of these buttons that I could press. And the trick is to not make eye contact with this person, because you just are expositing into the air your thoughts in hopes that they are going to respond.
So you gotta say it in that accent, and then...
Yes. In an unrecognizable, vague accent. Goodness! Look at these buttons!
And just keep it going.
Keep it going.
Talk back.
If they don't respond, you have one of two options. One, like Jordan said, keep it going. These buttons are so round. The roundest of buttons, and you just keep going. Option 2, and this is going to be, brace yourself, this is a more dangerous option. This is for the risky, awkward folk out there. Is if they do not respond immediately, what you do is such. Wow, look at all these buttons. Now you've noticed he's not responding, so you followed it up with, she loudly exclaimed, and just begin to narrate, because at this point you've gone from sad person too frightened to make eye contact when talking to very, very interesting woman narrating her own life.
Or very crazy lady in the elevator, you gotta just open the door and run.
No. What you're doing is creating an air of mystique about yourself as an eccentric artist, too enthralled with the own majesty of your life to bother paying attention to the other people in the world.
I'm gonna think the Queen of England has gone into my elevator, into a younger person's body, and is like, oh, I've never been in an elevator before, and then just gotta switch over to
Cheerio! Look at all of these buttons! she said in a vague English accent.
No, if I saw someone doing that, I would think she was off her rocker.
Off my rocker.
Don't do
So
this.
what would your advice be?
Okay, so what? I'm still confused. How do you get someone's attention without?
You don't
with
wanna,
just your words?
Yeah, you don't want to throw your keys, and we're not going to run into them. Like we said last time, watch episode 1 because it was pretty
Yes.
funny. This is garnering attention for yourself with your words.
With your words.
Yes.
Well, if you are a singer, you can just start singing. Or if you
because
have natural
that's better.
abilities, you can just play on those abilities. Like if you are good at drawing, you can just pull out your paper and your pen and just do a quick sketch, and then they'll be like, "Wow, that's really cool."
Yeah,
you know?
I drew you
Or
like one of my French girls, and they're like, I'm.
You can
feel
play to your
exposed.
skills, or as I said prior in the last episode, just comment like, "Hey, cool Rolex watch. It has an M instead of 2 L's, but you know."
That's a nice Romex you got there.
Or like cool shoes, or I don't know. Is this like another girl, another guy? Is it
I think the main point is it's an introvert's guide to dating. So
Oh, an introvert's guide.
Yes, for those of us who don't want to die alone, old, and decrepit without another human being with us, but are absolutely horrified of the prospect of having to talk to other living humans. This is for those types of people. And so I feel like, do you have any advice to offer that maybe somebody like me could pull off?
Wait, what? Does it have to be in an elevator?
No, you can be anywhere. You're not just meeting people in the elevator.
Well, okay, elevator, you do your 30-second elevator pitch. That's how you do it. Now, if you're in a public place, it gets trickier. I feel like if I see a crazy lady running in the street yelling, what would you yell?
I've lost my cats!
I'm gonna quickly run to my car and drive away. I think the best way to get someone's attention without talking or talking.
Talking.
Oh, what's the best way?
I still subscribe to the I dropped my keys method of just throwing them at you. But I think if you're like standing on a curb waiting for a bus,
Why are you wanting to talk to these people?
because maybe like Tom Hiddleston has wandered up next to you and he too is waiting for the crosswalk sign to turn, and you're like, I could, yes. And you just say, my word, what terrible weather we're having.
Always talk about the weather, honestly.
Have you an umbrella, sir? And he would turn around and say, why, yes, I do. Would you like to get under this umbrella with me? And now, scoot in,
okay.
get under the umbrella. Now we're under the umbrella.
It has holes in it.
It has holes just like the plot of this story. And you're under the umbrella and you just casually are like, so, you seeing anyone?
Okay, now I changed my advice. Okay. If you want to gain the attention of someone and it to come off like non-creepy, talk about the weather. Because anywhere you're at, the weather's always
What if you're inside?
Then I would say, man, that weather getting in, or that traffic. Weather and the traffic.
Traffic, safe options.
Those are 2 options. So you got 2 options. You can yell, it's a scorcher.
It's a scorcher out
says.
there. We live in Texas. It's always a scorcher out there.
Or if you're in more like populated cities, you can be like, man, that traffic today.
God, that
The
smog
405, the
clogging
smog,
up our
yeah.
air. The 405.
That's California.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I don't know. I think this has been solid advice. You?
I mean,
Anything
the
else
weather
you would impart
and-
on the kids? The weather and the traffic.
Yeah, and when you're saying, man, this weather, don't be like, man, this weather.
No, you can wildly gesticulate
Put
because
hand gestures.
Yes, 'cause
Ooh,
now
this weather.
you're animated.
Is
This weather is so rainy. Or, my God, it's sunny.
how is that?
I mean, I'm not personally going to wildly wave my arms around,
No.
but if that's your jam,
Just talk about the weather.
Talk
Even if it's
about
to
the
yourself,
weather.
someone's gonna put themselves in there and then be like, wow, you're right, this is really hot weather we're having. It's only 101 degrees, but man, this weather.
So that's our advice for episode 2, is what we've concluded is just talk about the weather and the traffic, stay away from any controversial topics, don't bring up like, I don't know. I don't know, don't bring up anything else, only stick to those 2 topics. you know as much as a meteorologist or a traffic camera. That's what you should go with. This has been episode 2 of The Introvert's Guide to Dating, a dating advice vlog for those of you who just don't know what you're doing out there, and that's okay.
But wait till episode 3, because an extrovert gets to pick the topic.
Yes.
So
Jordan gets to pick episode 3.
I'm gonna tell you all the mistakes I see introverts make and how you can avoid these mistakes, because I've seen you make a lot. So wait for episode 3, because that's the one you're really gonna want to see.
Yeah. Definitely. That's gonna make you feel so much better about yourself. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave us a comment down below and tell us if you have any interesting introvert stories about your inability to date anybody or how awkward you are when you try to talk to somebody. If you thought this video was funny, please give us a like, and as always, please share and subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you know when we post new videos. We're getting a little bit better about posting them regularly. But thank you guys, and episode 3 should be up in like maybe a week.
We forgot to mention the challenge. You comment below who has the better hair, because we just went and we're having a challenge this week where we're asking a bunch of different people on the streets who has better hair. So
I'm definitely going to win.